let's just take. Oh, now I lost my music. Oh, sorry. Victoria is here. I'll get the music here. There we go.
She's there we go.
All right.
She's live and direct from the heart of America, the city of big shoulders, the white city, the city by the lake.
It's Chicago,
Illinois. Mm-hmm. And she's here to do the Real Housewives of Salt Lake update.
And Surviving Mormonism. We got a lot to get to. Let's get to it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
There's so much. Luckily, I was super annoyed by this week's episode of The Housewives, so I'll cover that quickly, and then we can see how deep we want to go with Surviving Mormonism.
Okay.
So this week's episode of Housewives was episode 9. It's called Unicorn Overboard. We're still on the super yacht below deck crossover, but this is the last part. So the reason the episode is called Unicorn Overboard is because if you remember, Brittany has this stuffed unicorn that has a recording of Jared Osmond telling her goodnight and I love you or something.
Yes.
So dumb. And so Bronwyn and Meredith decide they're going to throw Brittany, this unicorn, overboard on the super yacht. But Bronwyn she's brought these blow-up costumes, and so she's like, let's go, rogue or whatever, undercover, and we're going to give them these costumes. And so I think Bronwyn's the shrimp, and then Meredith is the pink shark. So I have a picture on my Instagram, @JudgyEmpath, but also I think Katie has put it up on the YouTube.
Yep.
And so there's a picture of them on the dock, ready to throw this unicorn overboard. And it's
These
really
people
funny
are so stupid, I can't stand it.
Oh, but it's so funny. And then what's even funnier is the crew actually rescued the unicorn. And so as they're getting off the super yacht, they give Brittany this wet unicorn.
Unicorn
She's
overboard.
Have a wet unicorn.
She's so upset.
All right.
She's so upset. Okay, so getting to the main event of the episode, and also this was a supersized episode, which means it was almost an hour long without commercials. So for the rest of the episode, almost 45 minutes is spent talking about something we didn't see on camera, which is a huge pet peeve of mine on Housewives.
Yeah.
This happens all the time. If we're going to spend all this time talking about it, we better be able to see it. So what allegedly happened is that Meredith was really upset at Brittany. And so she started creating a scene at the airport as they were leaving, and then it continued on the airport, on the flight. They're on a Delta flight, and I believe they were in first class. And what the women allege is that Meredith and ultimately Lisa were yelling at Brittany, harassing her, shaking her seat, spilling wine on her for the entirety of the flight. And so when they get back, everybody's talking about this. Bronwyn was not on the flight. She flew separately. And Bronwyn does mention she's a little concerned there isn't a video or recording of this. But we're all talking about this. I did post a picture of Mary confronting Meredith about what happened, and Meredith is completely minimizing what happened. Lisa's minimizing what happened. I'm absolutely convinced that something happened, and I think it's because Meredith was drinking and or taking multiple kinds of pills and either can't remember. This happens actually a lot on Housewives. They take a Xanax or they take something else, and they drink a lot and they don't eat, and they go into these rage. And sometimes they admit it, and sometimes they don't. Yeah, let's return and report, Bill.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so whatever. If this goes on for more than this episode, I'm going to be very irritated, but I still have no problem talking at length about my irritation. So, but because we get back in Salt Lake, we get tons of restaurants for our restaurant watch. We get Hearth and Hill. We get the Grand Hyatt restaurant, we get Le Depot, we get Marmalade, and we get the Asher Adams Hotel bar. And then that's the scene that you have the picture of where Meredith and Mary are talking is at the Asher Adams bar. And Mary says something about, Meredith is on Venus and we're on Mars or something, whatever. Anyway, just check it out.
That Asher Adams is in the Union Station, I think.
Yeah, it looks so cool. I'm excited to try that out the next time I'm in town. So, yeah. And then at the end of the episode, we get a still to come this season trailer, which means we're about halfway through the season. So hopefully you all can celebrate this little benchmark.
Right.
Okay, so then after the Housewives episode, immediately on Bravo, so this is on Bravo, we get the first part of a 3-part series of Meredith, or of Heather's series called Surviving Mormonism.
So she's just done this separately from the other Housewives.
Correct. Okay. Correct. So she, so this is her own project, and it's on Bravo. It's 3 parts. We get the first episode after the Housewives, and I believe they'll show the other 2 parts after next week and then the week after. However, you can get all the episodes on Peacock. I've only watched the first episode. So what it is Heather, it looks like talking to different people and hearing their experiences, being in the church and having, either abusive situations or bad stuff happening, right? So their personal story. So what we get in part 1, a big part of it is talking to David Matheson, right, who is the guy that ran Evergreen and was gay conversion therapy guy, who then he said in the show he was outed. And then he came out, right, as being gay. And so he talks about his journey and running it. And Heather is, I think, a very good interviewer. I think she's a good listener, and she's good at drawing people out. And so this is actually really interesting. I didn't know a lot about this. I heard some about it growing up, but not a lot. And so I think this might be for people who haven't heard some of these stories. And
is it serious? I mean, does it take it?
It's very serious.
Very serious.
It's not like the Housewives show at all.
No. And when it comes to this stuff on the Housewives, Heather has always been very serious about this part. And she's very sincere. She wrote her book, Bad Mormon, about her journey. She has another book. I haven't read that one. But when it comes to this piece, I really do take her at her authenticity as far as she wants to be supportive. She's shared her own journey about being born and raised in the Mormon church, and then her journey about what to do with it now. And she wants to, I think she sincerely wants to provide a place for people to just connect and not bash anything, but just try and connect over what to do with your past experience and what to do next. And so if you're interested in these kinds of stories, I would definitely invite you to check it out. And, she does have, her demeanor and her facade of all her makeup and her hair and stuff. But if you can see past that, I do think this is interesting.
Isn't it sort of bashing it, though, if the only people you talk to are people who have bad stories to tell?
But go ahead.
But if that's the point of the show, if the point of the show is we're talking to people who have had bad experiences, that's the show.
I guess really what I mean to say by that is if you that you should know that's what it is, and whether you want to watch it or not.
Don't go to try and, I don't know, find anybody defending anything. But Heather actually has done this on the show where she has not wanted to come right out with things. But I think if you're still don't seek this out. If you want to make yourself mad, you can. But go watch it for that. But no, it is if you're looking to just find some of these other stories.
All right.
So, yeah.
All right. I think we're out of time here.
We are.
Okay, then just follow me on Instagram at Judgy Empath, and then let me know if we want to do more surviving Mormonism or just Housewives, and also Secret Lives of Mormon Wives started tonight as well. We've got lots to do.
Yeah, we got. You're very busy.
Yeah, we got to figure.
And
this
you have
out.
a real job, Victoria. Thank you so much for making time for
Go
us.
defend people.
I'm on it.
All right,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Okay.